in particular Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle. You weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him?
Quiet conversations are spreading across the entertainment world as Netflix prepares to release 50 Cent's highly anticipated documentary. Curiosity is mounting over which familiar names may resurface. Online chatter suggests Jay-Z could be keeping his distance, with speculation that the film revisits complicated and unresolved chapters from the industry's past. Meanwhile, social media continues to circulate unverified clips loosely tied to Diddy's ongoing legal issues, adding to the unease. With no official confirmations, the atmosphere remains tense as audiences wait for potential revelations.
Date for his Diddy documentary. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is hitting Netflix on December 2nd. 50 Cent captioned it, "They said I was capping. What happened?" And it's been so long at this point, I thought maybe he was really just joking and this documentary wasn't happening, but obviously I was wrong. Because this is actually official. Not only is 50 Cent just posting this, so he's not trolling, it's being confirmed by multiple media outlets. And I have a feeling right now Diddy is sweating about what 50 Cent is about to put in this documentary. You know, 50 Cent's connection when it came to the Diddy trial. Not only that, we cannot forget during this Diddy trial, it was alleged that Diddy wanted to off 50 Cent. 50 Cent stays trolling Diddy, so I am afraid that he is probably about to drag Diddy for filth in this documentary. It's about to be so bad. This is going to be a documentary that I'm going to watch just because I want to see how 50 Cent actually...
50 Cent has officially confirmed the release date of his long-rumored documentary Sean Combs, The Reckoning, set to debut on Netflix on December 2nd. He announced the news with confidence, responding to critics by saying, "They said I was capping. What happened?" After months of skepticism, multiple reports now confirm the project is real. The announcement has reignited online discussion, with many suggesting Diddy may be uneasy as 50 Cent revisits old industry disputes and their well-documented rivalry. Expectations are high for a bold, unfiltered perspective.
Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle. You weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way you would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it. Just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z? That
was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out because with his family, the things.
Following Diddy's arrest in September 2024, online discussions intensified when 50 Cent revealed his collaboration with Netflix on a documentary addressing long-standing rumors and unanswered questions. Across digital platforms, many believe 50 Cent has quietly collected insider stories and first-hand accounts for years. Supporters argue he's prepared to expose behind-the-scenes power dynamics that have lingered for decades. While nothing has been officially verified, the idea of a project shaped by nearly 20 years of observation has only fueled intrigue.
A man in Florida. According to ABC News, investigators in L.A. received a report from a police department in Florida where the alleged victim lives, and now they are working on the case. Eyewitness News anchor Mike Marza in the newsroom with the very latest details. Mike.
Well, David, here's what we know. The new allegations of against Sean Diddy Combs come from a music producer who went to police in Florida, but the alleged crimes happened in Los Angeles. Jonathan Hay is his name. That's the person who filed the complaint, and he's one of the John Does that filed a civil lawsuit against Combs in July. The first alleged incident was in September of 2020 in LA. Hay alleging that Combs performed sex acts in front of him and asked for oral sex. In a second incident, in 2021, Hay claims that C.J. Wallace, the son of the rapper Notorious B.I.G., took him to a location where two men put something over his head, he says, before Combs forced himself on Hay several times. Combs is currently serving out a sentence in Fort Dix, New Jersey, following his conviction earlier this year on two prostitution-related charges. Combs' representatives have not yet responded.
50 Cent has emphasized that his upcoming docuseries will not rely on fleeting internet rumors. Instead, it aims to examine long-standing industry narratives and widely discussed claims about how certain operations linked to Diddy were believed to function over time. Online speculation has even suggested the material could have drawn renewed interest from investigators, though no such claims have been confirmed. What is clear is that the project is positioned as a calculated deep dive into decades of behind-the-scenes maneuvering.
Clearly damaging to him.
Yeah, and I think there's like a famous quote from someone who was acquitted, and he said, all right, where do I go to get my reputation back?
Right.
I mean, social media was a light. Beyonce's next. Jay-Z's next. All the people in the inner circle is next.
Yeah, and the problem is there are just so many pictures of the two of them partying together, and he clearly was at a lot of Diddy parties.
How powerful was Jay-Z when you were doing business with him? Was he already a power player where if he wanted to ruin someone's life or make somebody a star, he could do it?
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. That, or be a witch, or be that.
These developments come as legal pressure surrounding Diddy continues to intensify, with reports indicating more than 100 civil cases currently underway. Public attention is now shifting beyond the headlines toward those within his close circle. Speculation has increasingly focused on figures like Jay-Z, often viewed as a longtime ally. As observers question how far the ripple effects may extend, fans and commentators are watching closely to see whether new voices or previously unseen perspectives emerge.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, I thought he was trolling, because I do think 50 is a guy to kick you when you're down, and Diddy did seem like he was down for a long time. Pause. And I thought 50 was just trying to kick his back in. It was clear that 50 wanted him to go to jail for a lengthy time, maybe for the rest of his life. And I've said personally, I really think that 50 wanted him to go to jail because he was fucking his baby moms. You get what I'm saying? And that's what that is. However, it looks like 50 wasn't playing around when he had announced from back in the day that, he was going to create at that time he called it the Diddy Do It doc. And he said he was going to do it, and all pun intended, he said he was going to do the doc and put it out with Netflix, and it appears that he wasn't capping. Netflix has actually put out a press release. Variety and other outlets picked it up, and they have announced that there is a release date, December 2nd, which is the Netflix documentary series from the executive producer, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and it is called Sean Combs, The Reckoning. It's going to only be on Netflix, and yes, 50 is the executive producer. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a huge power move by 50. Now, I love 50, so we're not going to get into certain stuff, but 50 doesn't have the cleanest history. Sometimes I feel like when they go for these type of docs, the Surviving R. Kellys, they go for the most woke person to present the doc because you kind of need somebody to soapbox. With all due respect, I'm not saying 50 had freak-offs and shit like that, but 50 is 50 Cent, bro. You know what I mean? It's like 50 Cent isn't the most model human being. Not saying he's been accused or he does stuff that Diddy does.
DJ Academics weighed in on Netflix's announcement, highlighting the growing momentum behind 50 Cent's documentary and the depth of research he claims to have accumulated over the years. His reaction renewed public focus on Diddy's past legal challenges, including his widely discussed 2024 arrest. As conversations resurface, analysts and fans are re-examining key moments tied to those events, increasing curiosity about what new angles the documentary may reveal.
They want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. He did the stuff to Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. They not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. Until the Fed say, hey, yo, listen here. Hey, buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. 250 cameras all over the house? Somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. When you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having one or two or maybe three.
So now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this investigation.
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what
Industry chatter has intensified following reports of newly surfaced material connected to Diddy's past legal matters. This has sparked debate over who might appear in previously unreleased footage and what implications it could carry. Online discussions have also shifted toward how cooperation with authorities can influence investigations and outcomes. With many questions still unanswered, anticipation continues to grow around how the documentary will frame this complex history.
Informant. They'll let you do crimes long as you don't do no and stuff like that. They'll let you go around and pay you to protect them. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then, plus, he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for an FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them. And investigators. Those investigators were former officers.
Gene Deal has reportedly added fuel to the conversation by sharing claims about what he witnessed regarding Diddy's interactions with authorities. His remarks have intensified debate over power, influence, and confidence within the industry. These statements have also prompted speculation about how such dynamics may have affected others connected to Diddy, pushing audiences to analyze how these claims fit into the broader unfolding narrative.
more time behind bars. His release date pushed back to June of 2028 instead of May of that same year. The news coming after reports of Combs drinking in prison, something he denies, after he was accepted into a rehab program in prison that could have reduced his sentence by up to a year. He's also been accused of making a prohibited three-way phone call from prison. Here to make sense of it all, NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas and defense attorney and friend to Top Story, Sarah Azari. Guys, thanks so much for being here, both of you. So, Chloe, I'm going to start with you. I'm being told you spoke to Combs' rep earlier. What did you learn about this issue?
Sure. So Combs' representative, Judah Engelmeyer, telling me by phone earlier today, Tom, that yes, a three-way call was made between one of Combs' lawyers, who did bring in another person on that call with Combs while he has been at Fort Dix, but that there was nothing improper about it. But again, that is not something that you were supposed to do at all. So those lawyers should have known better. As for drinking, he doubled down and said that Combs was not drinking and that in fact he's been admitted into this very specialized rehab program that Fort Dix offers is actually going to potentially lower his sentence.
Yeah.
He could be released earlier because of that. So they're saying he's done nothing wrong and that any reports that he has been drinking is completely not true.
Sean Diddy Combs is setting the record straight about his life behind bars, following a report that said the rap mogul, who is serving a 4-year sentence for 2 prostitution-related convictions, was caught drinking homemade alcohol in prison. His spokesperson emphatically denies the allegation, telling People magazine in a statement published November 9th, there have been several false and reckless reports circulating about Mr. Combs. He has not violated any prison rules. His sobriety and self-discipline are priorities, and he is taking them seriously. The 56-year-old was recently transferred to a low-security correctional facility in New Jersey after spending over a year at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. At the new institution, he was alleged to have created a mixture of Fanta, sugar, and apples, which ferments into alcohol after 2 weeks, TMZ reported. The spokesperson continues, this is only his first week at FCI Fort Dix, and unfortunately, rumors will surface throughout his time there. We ask the public and press to give him the benefit of the doubt, the privacy to focus on his...
Speculation has surged around the possibility of Diddy receiving an early release, with reports hinting at behind-the-scenes discussions involving a potential presidential pardon. The idea has ignited intense debate online, with fans and commentators considering how such a move could impact the music industry and those tied to him. At the same time, anticipation continues to rise for 50 Cent's documentary, expected to explore long-standing controversies.
Him at Fort Dix, reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library
But
itself.
you're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
this was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people, get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first
This
assignment.
got to be a promotion.
Yeah,
it feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, he is a
it does
media
sound like
mogul.
he used maybe.
Talk of a potential early release has grown louder amid reports of pardon discussions, while new custody-related complications may influence how Diddy's case unfolds. These developments have heightened public attention, especially as the documentary approaches release. Around the same time, short clips allegedly filmed inside a correctional facility began circulating online, showing Diddy in unexpectedly upbeat moments, sparking debate over how public-facing behavior can contrast sharply with confinement realities.
It's his birthday. Yes. And he happens to put up a post of him, and, there were some pictures released of Diddy on the yard with a couple other prisoners. Crazy sick prisoners, right? Yeah.
You know, he had Bad Boy East, Bad Boy West, that's Bad Boy Prisoners.
Yeah. But he put up a picture of those pictures, and he said, he looked too happy to me with all them handsome men around. Good morning, New York City.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Dude, how does 50 get away with this?
I don't know.
Because we were talking about, man, 50 don't lose any brand deals. He don't lose any endorsements. He can walk in and sell TV shows.
Oh, yes.
You know, he can be in the boardroom and also be petty as hell, too.
Yeah.
Man.
Even when he sat down with us, he kind of explained a little bit about him and Diddy and the beef.
I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that he would do and make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where, we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him. Like, if it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
I still don't understand.
And we wasn't doing that.
I was still trying to figure out, you do a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot.
You do a lot.
And the uncomfortable part was when he was talking to the Breakfast Club. And he was mentioning how Diddy wanted to take him chopping.
He said something fabulous, and he goes, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff. When people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like, he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're going to make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, you take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
Hey, dude, that sounds like something Mariana would say.
Yeah,
that's a nice gesture. Like, no, you don't.
Crazy.
You don't say I'm going to take you shopping.
What's crazy, it's not the first time any artist has said that about taking him shopping.
Really though?
Yeah, I've heard it from other artists and be like,
about Diddy.
After the footage spread online, 50 Cent quickly joined the conversation with his trademark humor, calling out the unexpected energy Diddy appeared to show. His reaction gained traction, adding spectacle and tension to an already heated discussion. Throughout Diddy's legal journey, 50 Cent has remained outspoken, frequently sharing his views online. During the sentencing phase, he reportedly submitted letters to the court outlining concerns, further fueling debate and reinforcing his role as a disruptive voice.
All right. According to the letter, all right, 50 says, Dear Judge, I've had an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He is very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite his trying to teach a class in there. As you are already aware, the government has spent the maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army, in 2 locations simultaneously. Later, his son, who's dealing with his own grape allegations, claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male ex-workers and keeping most of the baby oil away from the general public. And babies need it. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject.
Diddy is reportedly navigating an increasingly complex legal landscape, with more than 100 civil cases said to be in progress. Many believe the scale of these cases could carry serious consequences if they trigger deeper investigations. Observers suggest that what once seemed like isolated issues may begin to connect as new details and voices emerge, intensifying scrutiny across the industry.
This tape, and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes, and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? The shoulder part was, the blood was all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was underage.
Mary J.
Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females on the table. They like they was young. His feet eating off them. A lot of entertainments. And then I got calls from certain of them wanting to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
At the same time, legal experts note that civil proceedings operate under different rules, often requiring defendants to testify, produce records, and directly address allegations. This structure can place even the most powerful individuals under intense pressure, as every response carries potential consequences. As a result, civil trials often become a critical avenue for bringing hidden details to light, amplifying public scrutiny and fascination.